Okay, so I am trying to make a web app that will make it easy to find and schedule activities for my kid, educational activities or sports activities. But basically, the logistics of doing it is it's a pain in the ass. So I think ChatGPT plus a database could do this. So anyway, I'm going to budget myself 10 hours to do this and roughly spend 1 hour on like design and specs and sort of like 2 hour sort of the first prototype. Then the rest will be finding the right domain name. Find the right domain name. All right. So the different pieces of the app are input, classes, camps. Then it is tell me about your schedule, tell kids' interests. Then the next one, create schedule options. And the problem statement, it's to find schedule summer camps for kids 4 to 14. Yeah. Different registration times. I guess a secondary problem is you want to find and schedule camps with their friends. Now the possible output formats can be entire schedule option, requests, other options where look good. Week by week, I'm not sure what that would look like. So this is what I use and trying to plan every day and every week, but it's not ideal. Ideally, it would be every day, but I could change, I'd just be switching inner camps. And then I could see a daily schedule. I'm just lazy. Okay, so I'm doing the design and specs. And then how can I test it? Distribution and marketing. Load all camps. Might reach out to try. Then monetization. There's charge camps to add charge users. This would be hard without a demonstration of value. And then I think the ideal one is charge registration. And I think that's the one where you just get people to use it at first, and then we charge for registration, because the whole registration piece sucks because all these camps have different software and you don't want to actually get value out of it, and they get out of it if they actually registered through the service. So I think that's the one. Let's just get it working, and then how does working? People refer the service to others, and this would be share schedule and share on social, organic search results. Okay, when we launch, once we have 10 camp options, and we can create a schedule. Okay, let's get designing here. All right, we're going to use Figma. Okay, we're at 11 minutes here. I'm going to record all of the process here. Help me track the time. Okay, so we're trying to make the design here. We are going to make a mobile design. Going to have the very basic design is just going to have 2 text boxes. In this one, we're going to add describe. Okay, actually, I think we can do it with just a single text box. that takes everything in a single text box. And if we're missing something, we can ask. Okay, so these are the results I would expect after I submit. I can resubmit. The next feature is if I don't want this one, I want to be able to cycle through and see other options. Okay, so for now we'll just have a cycle it, refresh, give you a new option. Okay, actually I'm going with left arrows and right arrows to cycle through these things, just so it's clear. Okay, so far we have a single page that gives the request input and gives results that you can cycle through. And then to capture the user's email, we will send instructions how to register and the schedule to their email. Okay, this is pretty good, and I think this is within the scope of building it in 10 hours. So the only thing I worry about is, it'll cost, 10 or 20 cents run each query using the ChatGPT API. Maybe, probably it's closer to 5 cents. If someone were to spam this, then I could rack up a couple $100 bill with providing no value. So not thrilled about that part, but we could add login, but for now I just want to try it with some friends. So this is what we will build, and I'm thinking the framework will just be a Flask backend hosted on Replit, and then just JavaScript with a little Ajax call. I think that'll work. And then do short polling to update the form or wait for the long response. Yeah. And then the next iteration, I would add a worker that would handle the call to the OpenAI API. Okay, that was frustrating. I was recording on the wrong screen. But anyway, I have spent 15 minutes setting up a Replit with, and I decided to use Node just so I can get more comfortable in it, even though I'm much more familiar. And also, it's by default asynchronous. So when you're calling long-running processes like the OpenAI API request, it doesn't hold up your web server. Anyway, I just wanted to get. So here we are. We made a little server page that calls OpenAI. And then we made a static website, and we did this just by defining our problem to ChatGPT and then giving it kind of a starting point of what we're looking for. It struggled with, I guess, an older version of the OpenAI API, but I think we're close now. I'm just copying in the front-end code asked for. I think we're going to see something here. Okay, find a SummerCamp. Okay. So 1st of June and soccer and see what it does. Okay, okay. So the problem here is in my API keys, I only gave it read access, which apparently doesn't let you ask questions. Okay, we're going to try this again. Cannot read properties of undo. Okay, we're going to try to see why this is going wrong. Completion. Okay, so now I guess there's no data, it's just in choices. We can update this to look like this, be in message, and hopefully that's the same. Okay, so now we have, it says we need to add so here we have the camp list. Won't use the database yet, so let's try it. Oh, camp list is not defined. Camp list text. Okay, so at this point we have accepting to text box, a search function, asking ChatGPT to decide for us, and then an Ajax call, and then update. So the next step would be to actually put in actual can and then see how it does. Okay, at this point, I've spent over an hour designing the spec, designing the user interface, and then getting a barely working version. And now it's just iterating to get it to a workable version to share. So that's where we are. More to come.